There are few losses more painful than that of a mother losing her child. Even more torturous for Juliana Gopi Sanan is not understanding why.
To know that I'll never see my baby again.
I done traumatized a lot of guys. We done made a lot of mamas cry.
And the two street gangs that I'm referring to in this case are called Wu and Cho. The two are basically engaged in a continuous state of warfare. You know, the theme is you shoot one of us, we'll shoot two of you.
Chris, 17-year-old Brian Sanan was one of 10 people shot during a 24-hour time span over the weekend. His family says he left with a group of friends early Saturday morning to go on a walk and was shot and here on this street corner just 3 blocks away from his home.
See, I just know I'm feeling special. I'm gonna late to this 38. You can see I'm on schedule. I think my time be the case.
Hey yo squad, what's the drill? Back with another video, man. Brooklyn has become like the new Chicago with the drill scene taking over the city, but that has had more negatives than positives on artist freedom. Street dudes turn rappers at catching bodies and rapping about it, and one of the most savage, the incredible folk, CoachDaGhost, has found himself in quite the pickle. Bro made it out, but that street mentality was like a disease even fame couldn't cure. Catching a body was like a hobby allegedly, one that allegedly has him facing life for murking a teenage Wu. From Brooklyn's Next Up to behind bars Shackled Up, one hell of a fall from grace. What's even crazier is that the feds may be plotting even more charges with the surfacing of a grim federal report. Here's a look into his life behind bars. So without further ado, let's skip the play and get down to business. Coach of Bermudez, aka CoachDaGhost, was right there standing at the edge to walk into the doors of what would be a life out of danger of his past. A life where all his talent and hard work would pay off. He was rapping since a youngin', and his big break was here. All Ghost had to do was open the door and walk into his new life of success, and for a minute, he did. CoachDaGhost became the newest signee to Gucci's 1017 label.
Hey, Coach, finna bring out some regular shit, man. See that regular, man.
See it, man.
Man, this New York City shit, man. The hardest nigga in New York, man.
CoachDaGhost was on the up and up. But you know what they say, you take a man out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the man. It's rumored that CoachDaGhost's fascination would continuing to get in trouble with the law caused Gucci to part ways with the rapper. But leave him with the ice.
What's going on with you and Gucci?
You said what?
What's going on with you and Gucci?
It's all love. How you know?
How you know? Hey yo, so all the watching chain situation, what's going on with that?
It's not going on. That's my belongings. How you know?
So he ain't want that back.
No, don't listen to the rumors.
When one door closed, another opened. Life was trying hard to make a way for CoachDaGhost. He made a big play and signed the Atlantic, bouncing back from his departure from 1017. Still, no matter how many opportunities fell in his lap, CoachDaGhost was too much of a trench baby to transition into fame. Turns out, he was allegedly on the run while dropping music and thugging it, posting clips in the whip with the 38, bragging on beating a body.
See, I just know I'm feeling special. I'm gonna late to this 38. You can see I'm on schedule. I think my time be the case.
December 3rd, 2021, NYPD detectives tracked down Ghost in Clayton County, Georgia, and extradited the rapper back to Brooklyn. It was then that the world found out the charge. It was for the March 13th slaying of a 17-year-old Brian Sanan in 2021. According to reports, Brian lost his life on a bloody March 14th weekend in Brooklyn. On Saturday, March 13th, Brian left his home to go for a walk with friends when a gunman hopped out of the backseat of a silver sedan and opened fire on the group along East 82nd Street near Farragut Road in Canarsie just after 10 a.m. All three were hit in the attack, and the 20-year-old was shot in the face. The 19-year-old was grazed in both legs, but Brian was wounded by a single bullet to the chest, making him the only life lost on the three.
Police say Sanan and 2 other teenagers were walking near Farragut Road and East 82nd Street Saturday morning. When a gray sedan pulled up, someone jumped out and started shooting. One teen was shot in the face, the other in the leg.
Brian Sannon may have been targeted due to his affiliation with the Wolves. He went by the street name B. Flossie. CoachDaGhost was allegedly living his raps. On his single hit list, he drops the bars, "If I shot and I missed, I apologize. I done traumatized a lot of guys. We done made a lot of mamas cry."
If I shot and I missed, I apologize. I done traumatized a lot of guys. We done made a lot of mamas cry.
Those lyrics came to life when he allegedly left B. Flossie's moms in mourning.
And know to know that I'll never see my baby again. He was just a baby. 17.
CoachDaGhost time behind bars began. He was facing charges for the body, attempted hit, and the assault. Conviction could literally end his freedom. For anyone else, that will probably send them out of their mind into depression, starting to sing like a canary to the cops to dodge that result. But nope, not Coach. In the initial photos of him behind bars, bro was smiling like he was living his best life. That's probably because jail isn't something new to Ghost. Bro has been living a reckless life dating back to 9 years ago in 2012. CoachDaGhost was just legit when him and his alleged gang were wrapped up in a wide-scale Brooklyn indictment under the code name Operation Tidal Wave. He served 6 years in prison. That just added more to his rap sheet.
Fabio, running got Addy on Wabo.
Everybody tag in, man. My son Coach back in the town like
gang, ain't nothing changed.
He might have made it out times before, but this time might wipe that smile off bro's face when the reality sets in. Here's where things of his life behind bars got a little confusing due to the lack of info. News reports state that he was arrested in Georgia in December 2021, but across his social media, Ghost was already posting free him and jail pics from as far back as July 2021. On September 13th, he posted clips of his homies, 22 G's, and them shouting him out and saying free him. So he was behind bars for real at this point, already fighting for his life. As the next couple of months went on, pics of him behind bars continued to be uploaded with the caption "Free the Ghost." October would come around and CoachDaGhost was still locked. This was confirmed when a Power 105 host shouted him out at Rolling Loud saying free the gang. November came around, new jail pics would surface across his accounts, leading right up to December when it was reported he was arrested for the body of a 17-year-old. So it begs the question, what the hell was going on with CoachDaGhost behind bars? This piece of information may help. A Twitter account by the name of Cesar.com posted in July 2021 that CoachDaGhost was allegedly arrested for violating his parole after rumors spread that he was on the run for 3 years. This would explain the jail pics and posts from July with the caption "Free the Ghost." I checked online on the New York State Unified Court System under his name Coach of Bermudez and found documents relating to CoachDaGhost's arrest. According to the info, a warrant was ordered on June 10th, 2021. The other names shown are for things like judge and court reporter. One day before, on June 9th, 2021, legal information was logged as true bill, which means that the grand jury decided that there was enough evidence to show probable cause to indict the defendant. Now, on December 3rd, 2021, the date that was officially reported on news reports as the date Ghost was apprehended, the documents showed that on that day he was returned on warrant and remanded, and he pled not guilty to the charges. Now, remanded in this case means to put somebody in custody, aka the person remanded on a warrant goes to jail until his case is over. With this information, things are still unclear as to how long he's been behind bars. Was it since July or was it in December? Did he bond out or go on the run again and then get caught after? That's a mystery that will probably be clarified as the trial continues and more information becomes available. But one thing's for certain, he's been trying to get out since he's been locked. Court details show that in his court trials on January 11, 2022, February 16, 2022, and March 23, 2022, all were adjourned with him still being remanded behind bars. This time around, investigators weren't playing. CoachDaGhost was in for the fight of his life, but when you locked, the money gotta keep flowing, so Coach kept dropping music. April 22, 2022, CoachDaGhost held the feature position on 22 G's track "Oh Murder." May 1st would come around and it would be bittersweet. It was the 28th birthday of the Brooklyn Savage, and all he could do was post to celebrate another year around the sun. Crazy, his last birthday, he probably was turning up with all the baddies and his homies. Now being stuck in his ways got him behind bars away from all the success that he grinded so hard to achieve. Sucks, but you know that's what life brings. Coach has been taking it all in stride, and bro was putting on weight like he was training for the Prison Strongman Olympics. Freshie the General and the Chos would do an interview where they were asked on an update for Ghost, and they all responded saying he's doing good and his mind is strong and he won't break.
You know, y'all mentioned Coach before. Have y'all spoken to him? Any updates on him? How's he doing?
At least he's not thugging it out alone while fighting trial. Pic surface showing him with the NY banger Skrill paid and another homie, Rezzy. Not only that, but Ghost had fans shouting him out and sending him letters while his life hanged in the balance. Even then, his savagery knew no bounds. In a letter he shared online for a fan named Bob that mailed him praising his latest album, Ghost Stories, CoachDaGhost thanked him for writing and rocking with the album, then told bro to send his sis for visitation. While this was some good comedy by the Brooklyn banger, the first couple of words stood out even more. Prison sucks. Ghost has been putting on the smiles, but it can't be easy for real going through this process, not being able to come home and not knowing if you'll ever come home. 2022 was coming to a close, and still no update on CoachDaGhost's legal woes. At this point, he was just going through the motions and fighting the case. October 7th, 2022, he would update fans on his look. Bro was swole as hell. The Incredible Folk was still hanging strong. Year end, he doubled down, posting his Spotify numbers for 2022 with the caption, "Still doing well. Can't keep a good ninja down for long. Coach, mine was hard to crack, but he's been here before, too many times. He survived solitary confinement in the past and adapted to the programming of the jail system."
It was hard to adjust at first, but first couple weeks, that's when I fell. I'm gonna say I fell in line, started eating all the food, and doing everything I was supposed to do as far as, programming my mind to just go to sleep early and just having the program every day, waking up, reading.
That's a bad thing, but it's been coming in handy and keeping him sane as he fights his case. A document has been floating around showing that his next court appearance is set for December 2028. But that sounds like a stretch, and I'm not sure if that document is official. On the court website, though, the latest entry in his case details is a date set for March 8th, 2023. Not sure what it's for, but I assume that the next date will be set then. Reported that CoachDaGhost had an accomplice in the homicide named Naquan Pruitt that's also locked up on a hit and an attempted hit charge. So there's the possibility that bro snitches on Ghost to free himself. There's so many factors still at play that could end bro for good. That's all there is up to date about CoachDaGhost's life behind bars. Or so I thought. Apparently, there's a sealed federal indictment with CoachDaGhost and friend-turned-op MV Kane, so who knows what the feds got cooking in the works. Things are already bad, but they just may get worse for the Incredible Folk. We're gonna keep y'all updated as always, but until then, stay smart, stay alert, and stay real. I'm out, y'all.